Little fellow, you must have given up the hope of living.
On the contrary, I do not let the word death bother me.
Same here, baby.
Then what are you waiting for?
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and welcome to the show. Joining me in the studio are our normal co-hosts, Jeff, Ken, and Matt. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Nothing normal about us.
That's for sure.
Thanks for joining us today for a Game of Death episode. And joining us at the foot of the pagoda is someone who is a Patreon supporter and also has delivered an awesome rules breakdown before that you've heard, and that is Sam Carr. Welcome, Sam.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
Good. We're awesome. Really happy to have you here. You're always interacting with us on our Patreon page, so if you guys want to join Sam and also record a breakdown that you've heard previously, make sure to go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
I told Neal I was getting my tracksuit from back from the dry cleaners today, just in preparation for this. So
You got to color guard those yellow ones. It's a little rough there.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is wearing a yellow tracksuit and some Onitsuka sneakers.
He's got his nunchaku.
He's got the nunchaku. He actually has a little bit of a cut on his face that he's like licking the blood from. I don't know where he got that from, but he must have gotten into a fight pre-game.
I really hope most people know what Game of Death actually is, or a lot of this makes no sense to some people.
Yeah, if you don't know what it is, obviously it's Bruce Lee. Just Google Bruce Lee Game of Death and you'll see everything there.
Just daily, just do that.
And
put a smile on your face.
So Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'd love to hear more about you before we hopefully destroy you, but let's see.
Sure, yeah. My name's Sam. I'm from Watauga, Texas, which is out near Fort Worth. I work in logistics. I'm actually the vice president of international operations at a freight forwarding company. So I'm hoping that'll help me against Jeff there a little bit with the geography, because everything else
sounds like a riveting job title.
Basically, I'm a glorified desk warmer. I just make sure that my computer chair doesn't go anywhere. So, but no, I found you guys the podcast after Trivial Warfare plugged you, so definitely grateful for that. I've just been listening ever since. I think I've been back through all the back catalog now, so I'm just anxiously awaiting every week for the new episodes to come.
Any joke or moment stand out that you can think of that will embarrass us?
Yeah, I think it was the Halloween episode where you mentioned that you were all talking about how you would be killed in a horror movie, and somebody said that Jeff would be giving a long explanation and someone to from behind him and stuff. Every time now that he's giving an explanation on something for an answer, I picture that. So.
Well, actually, if you want to get away from the killer, we just have to, and then you hear the chainsaw in the background.
Zing, zing, zing. Yeah. Well, we love that you're going through the back catalog, and we hope everyone else gets a chance to listen to all the episodes and crack jokes with us. But before we start the game, just the rules, if you don't know. It's basically a similar game to what we normally play, except Sam is going to be going up against each member of Triviality in a specialized category. So he'll be going up against Matt in sports and games, Ken in movies, music, TV, Jeff in geography, science, a little bit of history, and then Sam actually emailed me a couple categories of specialty for himself, and then he is going to call out one of the members of Triviality for a final duel, the big boss duel. And the only way it's going to change from a previous game is the swing round in the middle. Team Triviality is going to get half the points that Sam will get for a correct answer. And the final round, Sam is going to get to choose from 10 different categories to hopefully put the weight in his favor. So I guess if everyone's ready, let's just get going.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first level of the pagoda is going to be Matt in sports and games. Question 1. I'm sure Goose Gossage or Zach Thomas could tell you this, but in Jenga, how many blocks are used to construct a tower?
Yeah, no, those mean nothing to me. So,
what do those mean to you, Matt?
Well, I don't want to give it away, but I'm between a couple of different numbers based on those clues.
I was just trying to figure out how long it takes me to restack the thing when it falls over. So.
I'm locked in.
I know there's 3 across on each row. I was thinking they may be 20 high, so I said 60.
Okay, 60. Matt?
So Zach Thomas was a linebacker for the Dolphins and the Cowboys. And I think he was the same number as Urlacher because that's what I remember, which would be number 54, which is a multiple of 3. And I figure they're in rows of 3, so I went with 54.
Okay, well, I didn't want to give you the hint of future Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher, but it is 54.
All right.
I get 10% leeway on that one, right?
Yeah. I would have nailed it then.
Maybe any other day, but in the pagoda, there's no mercy.
Right, yeah. Just take the punches and roll on.
Exactly. So that's 10 points to Team Triviality. So yeah, Zach Thomas was number 54. Goose Gossage was actually on many different teams as a pitcher, but he always kept the same number. Moving on to number 2. Named in honor of the multi-sport athlete who was the first Native American to win a gold medal for his home country, what position in college football receives the Jim Thorpe Award?
I'm going to go with safety and lock in with safety.
Okay. Let's go to Sam.
I said kicker.
Okay, so Matt went with safety. Sam went with kicker. So Matt is going to get 10 points. It is for a defensive back. Number 3. Steph Curry recently joined Larry Bird, Mark Price, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Durant as part of the elite 50-40-90 club. How do you become a member?
Well, okay, I'm locked in.
I assume it has something to do with playing basketball, right? So, and that was quite a gallery of names there too that you listed off before that. I'm gonna tap, dude. I really don't. I have no idea. So,
all right, Sam is going to submit on that armbar from Matt. Matt, what do you think it is?
So it's 50% from the field overall, 40% from three-point range, and 90% from free throw.
So Matt will get 10 points on that. It is 50% on field goals, 40% on three-pointers, and 90% on free throws in one season. And an extra fact that you guys might like to keep in your pocket, only 2 of the 7 have multiple seasons doing this. Steve Nash with 4 and Larry Bird with 2. And Steve Nash's lifetime is 49, 43, 90, and is the closest anyone has ever come to achieving a career 50, 40, 90.
Yeah, and I think if he didn't have those Laker years at the end, he probably would have hit it because he was not very good.
Just crazy stats. We're going to go to baseball. 3 Major League Baseball hitters are tied with 5 homers each for the record for most home runs in a single World Series. Name one of them.
5 total in a World Series?
Yeah, and a World Series meaning that it would span at least 4 games. So 5 home runs in a World Series. There's 3 people who've done it, and they're tied at 5.
I'm locked in with 1.
Okay.
not my forte. So I feel like this is floating around like right at the front of my brain here. I'm just not landing on it yet. How about Babe Ruth? I'll just say Babe Ruth.
Okay, Babe Ruth. Matt?
I went with another Yankee. I think the reason that they call him Mr. October was because of this, and I went with Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
There you go.
Matt is going to get 10 points for Reggie Jackson. Babe Ruth, unfortunately, is not on the list. Are you familiar with the Houston Astros at all, Sam?
A little bit. I'm more of a Rangers fan, but we used to call them the Lastros up here. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense then. So last year, George Springer tied the record with 5, and then the other one is Chase Utley.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What
Wow.
is it, the Phillies?
Nice.
Yeah. So Chase Utley, Reggie Jackson, George Springer.
Guest star of
Awesome.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Chase Utley.
Yeah. Not Jerry Springer for those people who are half listening. All right. Well, final question of the first round. It's going to be a little bit of wrestling.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The Royal Rumble is going to air next week, and I thought I'd ask a question about it. While Kane may have the record for most Royal Rumble appearances and most Royal Rumble eliminations, this wrestler has the record for most Rumble victories with 3, although there are still a few active wrestlers who need one more to tie.
Ooh.
So who has won the most Royal Rumbles?
Let me preface this by saying I have no idea. So
I'll give you guys a little hint here. The person who has the most Royal Rumble wins won 2 in the late 90s and 1 in the early 2000s.
All right, I'm going to lock in.
I feel like there was the WWE PlayStation game, right? PS1 was around that time.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Warzone. That was a classic.
right. And like I remember, and I may be way off on the time frame. I don't know if I'm too early or too late, but it seems like that was around the time that Stone Cold Steve Austin was doing some stuff, and maybe The Rock was around in that time. I was originally thinking people that I know were for sure earlier, and then your hint was putting me around those two names. So since I've named two, and that's about as far as I'm going to get, I'm going to lock in with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, Sam is in with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Matt, what do you have?
Yeah, so I was thinking Triple H and Shawn Michaels at first for a couple of my first thoughts. Triple H actually just won one recently, and I thought maybe that was his third. And then I was thinking, I know Vince McMahon actually randomly won one or two in that same time period, but I locked in with Stone Cold Steve Austin as well.
Okay, so people tied with 2 wins are Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Batista, John Cena, and Randy Orton. And the man who has won 3 Royal Rumbles is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hey, all right.
You got one. You got the Austin.
On a wrestling question of all things.
I think I did my finisher on that round.
Yeah, whatever your finishing move is, I guess you stunned him. It looks like at the end of round 1, Team Triviality has 50 points, and Sam has 10 points.
Strong start from our most specialized member of our team here, Matt.
And now I will take a nap for a few minutes.
Not that you have wounds to tend to or anything. So.
Sam still has an opportunity to make up some ground because he's got several more rounds and also his special round. But we're going to go right into round 2, which is going to be with Ken. So Sam, kind of bloodied and tired, is going to walk up the stairs into sort of the Zen space and dojo of Ken here of movies, music, and TV. All right, so the first question. Which actor is the deadliest James Bond with an average of 27 on-screen kills per movie?
So this is by average per movie, not total, correct?
No. So, well, yeah, the average that I gave, 27 is the average per movie, but it's collected over all of their movies. So whether they did 6 movies, 4 movies, 2 movies, it's however many.
So most kills overall.
Yeah, and then the 27 is the average out of those 4.
Okay.
All right, so my thought is deadliest, and I feel like there was there was a question recently on a different podcast, maybe it was AJ Mass or somebody, that was about the most kills in a single Bond movie, and I was thinking that was a pretty high number too. I'm going to say Sean Connery on this one.
Okay, Sean Connery. Let's go to Ken.
Yeah, I believe Roger Moore did the most films, so he was definitely in my mind. But when I think of the Pierce Brosnan era, I just think of that machine gun spray just everywhere. So I went with Pierce Brosnan.
Ken's logic was correct. It is Pierce Brosnan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he had an average of 27 kills per movie. I think what Sam was looking for is Octopussy, I believe, has the most actual kills in a movie.
Okay.
But Roger Moore's average kind of changes there because the man with the golden gun, he only kills one person, who is Christopher Lee at the end.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Thanks, Neil.
He's the man with the golden gun.
Now we know Bond survives.
And Craig is third, I believe. I think Roger Moore's second, and then Craig.
Because he's coming back for a 5th, isn't he, though?
Yeah. Question 2. Bruno Mars recently released a music video for his song Finesse, the remix, featuring rapper Cardi B. The video is getting widespread appreciation because it's an homage and dedication to what 90s sketch comedy show that launched many careers and showed us some fly girls who were out of sight.
I like how your face went from like pain and anguish over like I don't know where this question is going to like
he said Bruno Mars and
When you say
Ken
Bruno
exploded.
Mars and Cardi B,
Ken's
I'm
like
just
nope,
like I'm
nope,
out.
Nope,
He
nope.
immediately lost.
It's like really you're giving me this question.
I'm just going to lock in with In Living Color, which I feel like is not the name of the sketch comedy show that I'm trying to think of. But
Get out of here.
Okay, and Ken?
Yeah, I totally went In Living Color.
It's in living color.
So a person tweeted at Bruno Mars and Cardi B and said, man, you brought back so many memories, and that person was Jim Carrey. So it is in living color.
Oh, all right.
Did you figure out which Lori from our previous game you meant to reference from All That, by the way?
Lori Beth Denberg.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the clue there that you were looking for is Fly Girls and Out of Sight were, it was Jennifer Lopez because she was on in living
okay.
color. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
All right. Question 3 is the only one that's outside of the zone here a little bit, but I thought it was popular culture enough that you guys would be able to get it. And I don't know your affinity for musicals, Sam, but we'll see what happens here. The opening number of this Broadway musical starts with the same greeting to the audience, sung 3 times in a row in German, French, and English. What show is that? So the first number of the musical is a greeting sung in 3 different languages.
German, French, English.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Locked in.
Okay.
Ooh. Quick one from Sam there.
I didn't know I don't think it's correct, but I'm trying to think of musicals that start with greetings. So,
Yes. Hello, the musical.
I'm thinking of like that song from Sound of Music, but that only clocks in the German and English, and it's also a goodbye song. So, so I'm lost there. German, French.
No pressure, but we've been perfect so far.
All right, I'm locked in with a bad answer.
Okay, let's go with Ken's bad answer first.
Just thinking of that opening song of Beauty and the Beast, so I went with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, be our guest. And Sam?
It's not the song.
I was thinking, I know the Book of Mormon starts with the song "Hello, Hello, my name is." Oh, you guys don't sing on this one. That's right. Sorry for breaking.
We don't sing. Guests can do whatever they want.
You can do whatever you want.
And for some reason in my mind, I'm picturing someone going "Hello" and then "Ni hao" and then maybe one other one "Hola." So I locked in with the Book of Mormon.
So that's really good guess there. If I would have said that the opening line of this song in this musical is "Welcome and bienvenue, welcome," it's cabaret. It's cabaret. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right. So no points for anyone on that question.
I must have missed Cabaret when it was in Chicago.
Let us know if you got that one at home. All right. Number 4. It's kind of a tough one, but hopefully you guys will maybe logic your way into it if you don't know it already. Made with assistance from George Lucas, Francis Ford Coppola, and Steven Spielberg, 1990's Dreams is a collection of short films from director Akira Kurosawa and contains a segment called Crows, following an aspiring artist who enters the world of a painting and encounters Vincent van Gogh, who is surprisingly played by what other legendary American director?
Wow, there is a lot in there. I was hoping the answer was Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, you went to.
I wrote it this long because I wanted to see Ken go, "Oh, I know it's Akira Kurosawa," and then
I lifted my pen to the page and then I set it back down.
Right. You keep going past the part that I know, right?
All right, so the question is, what director played Vincent van Gogh?
Yep. Yeah, he was asked by Kurosawa to play Vincent van Gogh.
I'm going to lock in based on just one attribute here.
That was towards the end of Kurosawa's life.
Yeah, it's when he was older, yeah.
So just, I've been trying to think of other famous redhead directors, and I'm just going to go Ron Howard.
Okay. Ken's going with Ron Howard. Sam, what do you got?
Yeah, the one attribute that I thought would be in common with Van Gogh was the redhead, so I also locked in with Ron Howard.
Okay, so it is not Ron Howard, because sometimes in Hollywood makeup is used.
What?
No. And
You're kidding.
So
wait, they wear wigs sometimes in films?
Tom Cruise isn't 6'4"?
No, and Nick Cage that's all his natural hair every time.
Jim Carrey is green?
Yeah, exactly. So your clue there was George Lucas, Francis Ford Coppola, and Steven Spielberg assisted in this movie. And do you guys remember who they gave the Oscar to? One of their good friends?
Nope.
Sure don't.
No, was it Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese. So definitely Google that. It's pretty weird.
He doesn't seem like an actor to me.
And he's not an actor, but he said I had to do it because Kurosawa asked me. So
Sure. Has he acted in anything other than that?
he makes cameos sometimes in his own films, like in Taxi Driver. He's sort of an anxious passenger in the back of the cab when De Niro is kind of sitting stone-faced. So you can see him in there, but he doesn't act that often. No, I mean he's been in a few things, but
Oh yeah, I do remember his memorable role as the statue in Animaniacs. That was pretty good.
yes, that, and then he was also a photographer in Hugo. All right, so yeah, definitely Google Scorsese as Van Gogh. It's pretty funny.
Will do.
All right, last question of this round before the swing round. In what movie did Benedict Cumberbatch wear dentures that were an exact replica of Alan Turing's 60-year-old set of false teeth so he could copy his mannerisms?
Locked in.
Same here.
All right, that was a quick one, so I was hoping one of these would come quick. Let's go with Sam.
I think the movie is called Imitation Game.
Okay, and Ken?
I'm going to imitate his answer and say Imitation Game.
And I'm going to imitate your answer and say the correct answer is The Imitation Game.
Awesome.
That was a fun game.
Well, not for Alan Turing. We won't go into what happened to him. After the first 2 rounds, it looks like Team Triviality is in the lead with 80 points, and Sam is behind with 20. But going into the swing round, all of the correct answers that Sam has are going to be worth 10 points, and the answers that Triviality gives are going to be worth 5. So there is some ground for Sam to make up here. So today's swing round is going to be in honor of the Academy Awards coming out pretty soon, or they might have even aired by the time this comes out. But either way, for us in the studio, they have not aired yet. I'm just going to ask some basic Oscar questions. Some of them are super simple, and then the last few are a little more detailed to give you some clues. But the other ones are going to be mostly based on your logic and reasoning here, talking to each other. So I'm going to give you these questions, and I'll mute Sam, and Team Triviality is going to have a chance to talk out loud while Sam thinks about it. And we'll see how it goes. There's going to be 10 questions. All right, so question 1. 1 and 2 are going to be a pair. Number 1 is, I just want to know the oldest Oscar winner. And number 2, I want to know the youngest Oscar winner. Number 3, I want to know who has the most Oscar nominations for a living person. Number 4, I want the most nominations for a living actress. Number 5, I want the most nominations for a living actor. Number 6, Billy Crystal is in second place for number of times hosting the Oscars with 8. Who has hosted the most at 18? Number 7, this actress's memorable acceptance speech upon winning her second Oscar for Best Actress is often misquoted. I'm going to read you the actual quote, and I want you to tell me what the actress is. I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me. Number 8, the Kevin Kline film In and Out was inspired by a real-life acceptance speech at the Academy Awards where what 2-time Best Actor Oscar winner accidentally outed his high school drama teacher during his tearful speech? Number 9, the 1998 Best Picture winner Titanic was referenced in a cheeky way in what song from 2000 that was a smash hit for its artist on her second album? And I'm going to give you the dialogue exchange here. Oh, it's beautiful, but wait a minute, isn't this... Yeah, it is. But I thought the old lady dropped it in the ocean in the end. Well, baby, I went down and got it for you. Aw, you shouldn't have. And now, number 10. Composer John Williams has won 5 Oscars. I just want you to name 3 of the 5 films that he's won an Oscar for. I'm going to go through all of these quickly one more time before we mute the guys. Here we go. Number 1, oldest Oscar winner. Number 2, youngest Oscar winner. Number 3, most Oscar nominations for a living person. Number 4, most nominations for a living actress. Number 5, most nominations for a living actor. Number 6, Billy Crystal is in second place for number of times hosting the Oscars with 8. Who has hosted the most at 18? Number 7, this actress's memorable acceptance speech upon winning her second Oscar for Best Actress is often misquoted. I'm going to read you the actual quote, and I want you to tell me the actress. I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me. Number 8, the Kevin Kline film In and Out was inspired by a real-life acceptance speech at the Academy Awards where what 2-time Best Actor Oscar winner accidentally outed his high school drama teacher during his tearful speech. Number 9, the 1998 Best Picture winner Titanic was referenced in a cheeky way in what song from 2000 that was a smash hit for its artist on her second album? And the dialogue goes as this. Oh, it's beautiful, but wait a minute, isn't this? Yeah, it is. But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end. Well, baby, I went down and got it for you. Aw, you shouldn't have. And question number 10, John Williams has won 5 Oscars. I just want you to name 3 of the films that he's won the Oscar for original score.
All right.
That's how I feel, too.
We are going to mute Sam here so we can discuss, and then we will get you back in a minute. Number 7 is definitely Sally Field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe the host with the most is Johnny Carson, but I'm not sure. Most for an actress, I'm pretty sure, is Streep.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's not Streep, then it's a...
I'm not sure for most for an actor. I wrote Jack Nicholson as a whim, but it might be Daniel Day-Lewis. It might be an older person.
Yeah, they'd have the longevity.
Do you want to go with DDL?
Jimmy Stewart.
How many films has DDL been in?
Not a ton, but every time he's in one, he's nominated.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he's won a few. 3 out of 5 for John Williams.
So Schindler's List, was that Williams?
Mm-hmm.
That's one.
Amistad?
Did it win for Amistad?
I don't know. I just know he did Amistad.
Amistad's a good guess. That was really great music.
Jaws
is a potential.
Any of the Star Wars? No, right?
No. He didn't win for Jurassic Park, did he?
Ooh, Jurassic Park.
I would give it to him. Let's go Jurassic Park and Jaws.
Okay. Schindler's List, I'm almost positive, is that one's a swish.
Yep.
I mean, he's just so good in that.
I don't remember this about the drama teacher.
Okay.
What?
Do you know the movie reference?
Let's go with let's just name a award-winning actor for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying you got Hanks, you got Pacino, you got.
I thought it would have been Hanks. It doesn't sound like Hanks.
Let's go
Kevin Bacon.
Pacino. Let's go Pacino.
I remember Jack Palance being pretty old when he accepted his. He was in like his late 70s, early 80s.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Looks like everyone is in. All right, we're going to start with number 1. I was looking for the person who is the oldest Oscar winner. Let's start with Sam. Who did you say that could be?
Yeah, shot in the dark here. I said Alec Guinness.
Okay.
And we didn't know this one too well either. And Jeff mentioned Jack Palance, so we're guessing Jack Palance.
Jack Palance is a great guess. He did win for City Slickers, went up there, did a one-armed push-up, showed that what he could do for how old he was. But unfortunately, he had to be taken off the stage and replaced with Christopher Plummer, who won at age 82 for Beginners.
Wow. Beginners. Oh, that's a good movie. I haven't seen that in a couple of years.
All right, number 2, the youngest Oscar winner. Let's start with Team Triviality on that one.
We're not sure if he won, but we just went with Haley Joel Osment.
All right, and Sam?
That guess is way better than mine. I was going to write Jake Lloyd. No, that's terrible.
That's
it's
young Anakin Skywalker.
It's working.
I actually went with another Star Wars when they were thinking she may have done something back in her professional days. I wrote Natalie Portman.
Okay. This one is always good to have in the back of your head for trivia. It is Tatum O'Neal. She won for Paper Moon at age 10.
That's a good movie, too.
Portman didn't win for professional.
For Leon. That movie's so good.
No, she just won for Black Swan. Okay. Number 3.
She didn't win for Your Highness? Really? That's surprising.
Number 3. I was looking for the most Oscar nominations for a living person. Let's go with Team Triviality.
Even though you mentioned John Williams later in the round here, we still thought that the most living was John Williams.
Okay, and Sam?
Yeah, I was on the same vein there, thinking somebody who's made or had a lot to do with a lot of quality movies. And I went with John Williams' counterpart, Steven Spielberg.
Okay, so Walt Disney had a total of 59 nominations, but he's not alive anymore. But the person with the most living has 50 currently and may get 52 by the end of the year. It is John Williams.
Good pull, fellas.
We got one.
So that's going to be 5 points of triviality.
I kind of figured it wasn't Spielberg because Neal always goes on about how Spielberg gets stiffed all the time for noms and wins. So
he's got a lot of noms, though.
He does.
Sure.
He does.
A lot of noms.
Not as many wins as he should have.
Right place, right time.
Right.
Just for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
And the Oscar goes to...
Just wanted to step in here really quick and let you guys know that John Williams actually just broke his own record by getting his 51st Oscar nomination for Star Wars The Last Jedi for the Oscars airing on March 4th, 2018. And for anyone that is curious, his first Oscar nomination in his career was for Valley of the Dolls in 1968. So currently John Williams has 51 nominations. Just wanted to update you in case you get this question at trivia. All right, number 4. Looking for the most nominations for a living actress.
We went with Meryl Streep on this one.
Okay, Sam?
Yeah, I had no idea. That was the one that it took me the longest to write down, so at the last minute I just wrote in Julia Roberts.
Okay, well, the answer is Meryl Streep.
Of course it is.
She's very good.
So number 5, I was looking for the most nominations for a living actor. Sam, what do you have?
I was thinking somebody who's been in a lot of stuff, but also a lot of quality stuff, which would rule out Samuel L. Jackson, because I think he's been in more movies than anybody, but most of them are, manure. I wrote Peter Sellers. He's been around for a while, right, and was in a lot of stuff. So,
all right, Peter Sellers, and let's go to Team Triviality.
Is he 6 feet under?
Yes, he is, yeah.
I went with a man who might drink your milkshake, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis is a good guess. Nominated 5 times, won 3, so he's got a great percentage there.
Not a ton.
But the answer is someone who actually was in the film, 2 films with Meryl Streep, Heartburn and Iron Weed, and that's Jack Nicholson.
Oh, we had written down Jack.
Yeah, that was my first guess. He might drink your milkshake too.
He probably would.
not having to reference anything, you just drink it.
Without breaking eye contact. Drinking your milkshake.
All right, and the next one, I was just looking for who hosted the Oscars the most times. I gave you a little clue that it was not Billy Crystal. So who hosted them the most? Let's go with Sam.
So I didn't actually write anything on this one.
All right, Triviality.
We figured this would have had to been before our time, and we went with the host with the most, Johnny Carson.
Okay, it was you had the right logic there, but 18 times is quite a lot, and I was just hoping you'd get the answer. It's Bob Hope.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Oh, Bob Hope.
All right. Next question. I was just looking for the actress who is often misquoted when she accepted her award. And she actually said, I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me. So let's go to Team Triviality. What actress is that?
This one we were sure was Sally Field.
Okay. And Sam?
I also wrote Sally Field.
Okay. So everyone always misquotes it as, you like me. You really, really like me. It is Sally Field.
Awesome.
All right. The next question was something I had just learned the other day, and I thought was really interesting. I was looking for the 2-time Best Actor Oscar winner who accidentally outed his high school drama teacher during his acceptance speech. And let's go to Sam.
Yeah, for this one, 2-time Best Actor Oscar winner, I wrote Daniel Day-Lewis on this one. So.
Okay. And Triviality?
Yeah, we really weren't sure on this one. So we ended up picking an actor who we thought A, had the wins, B, kind of is known to fly off the handle from time to time, and C, had something to do with movies of that subject matter, and we went with Al Pacino.
Okay. Well, the actor accidentally outed his high school drama teacher because he was talking about learning about the stories of people with HIV, and that would be Tom Hanks for Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Who said Tom Hanks?
You did.
I said Tom Hanks.
And I didn't think he would do it.
The next one was just a fun one. I was listening to this song the other day, and I could not believe that this was in a mainstream popular song. And anyway, so I'm basically just looking for the song or the artist that referenced Titanic and that horrible piece of dialogue there where the artist was given a piece of jewelry. So let's go with Team Triviality.
It's Britney. I believe the song is Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah.
All right, Sam?
Yeah, you said 2000, you said Her, and you said second album. I wrote Britney Spears.
Yeah.
You got all the clues. It is Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. So we're going to play it right now.
Britney, before you go, there's something I want you to have.
Oh, it's beautiful. But wait a minute, isn't this?
Yeah, yes it is.
But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end.
Well, baby, I went down and got it for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Yep, it's pretty bad. Okay.
Is that the video with the red suit?
Yes.
Red suit, and where she's like on Mars.
The iconic red suit.
So the Martian takes his helmet off in an atmosphere that he can't breathe in and gives her a jewelry box.
The things we do for love.
Things you're correct. Things people do for Britney Spears, apparently. All right, and the last question. I just wanted to know 3 of the 5 films that John Williams won an Oscar for. So let's start with Sam.
I wrote down Schindler's List. I'm pretty sure he won for Schindler's List. E.T. was another one I locked in with, and then I crossed it out and rewrote it, thinking it may not have won because it was only basically 2 notes, but I locked in my third one as Jaws.
All right, and Team Triviality.
Yeah, we actually had 2 of those and one of our own, so we went with Schindler's List, which we're pretty sure about, and then the other 2 were Jaws and Jurassic Park.
Okay, so here are the list of what he won for. So one of them is for original score and song for Fiddler on the Roof. But the main four are Jaws, Schindler's List, E.T., and the original Star Wars. So Sam is going to get 10 points on that one.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
All right, so coming out of the swing round, Sam got 30 points to add to his score, and Team Triviality got 20 points. All right, so after the swing round, Sam's score goes up to 50, and Team Triviality is up to 100. So he's only halfway there, and he still has his specialized round coming up. So there's still a chance for Sam to make up some ground. All right, we're going to go to round 3, which is geography, science, and a little bit of history with Jeff. Number 1, he was mentioned earlier. What Ron Howard film would be avoided at all costs if someone suffered from triskaidekaphobia?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right, so Jeff got in pretty quick. What do you got there, Jeff?
I don't really feel like this is a science question. This is a film question, Neal. Apollo 13.
Okay, and Sam?
Yeah, I also wrote Apollo 13.
It is Apollo 13.
Jeff, tell them what the fear of Friday the 13th is.
That would be triskaidekaphobia.
Ooh. Triskaidekaphobia. Okay.
Did you know that I would know that?
Yeah. I assumed you would.
Yeah,
I know it, so I figured you. Yeah.
That's great. All right. Moving on to question 2. First issued in Great Britain in 1840, what color were the world's first postage stamps?
I'm not much of a numismatist, so.
All right, I'm going to lock in.
I'm going to lock in.
All right, let's start with Jeff.
So I'm sure it had some affiliation with the crown, as a lot of those things do in Great Britain. I kind of figured they wouldn't use blue. That's a pretty royal color, but I don't think they would necessarily give that away. That, and for a long time, blue has had kind of expensive historical connotations. I know that a lot of other places have used it to seal different things. I went red.
All right, Jeff is in with red. And Sam, what do you have?
I also was thinking about current postmarks being red, and some stamps I remember seeing. My brother used to collect some stamps. I remember a lot of the British ones having shades of red on there. I also said red.
Okay, so both teams go with red. It was actually called the penny black, so the answer is black. Oh. It was the world's first adhesive postage stamp and featured a profile of Queen Victoria. All right, moving on to question 3. Sagaponack, Amagansett, and Quogue are all villages in what well-known area in Long Island, New York? Apologies to anyone who knows those places, and I said them wrong.
I'm in.
Okay, I'm in, I guess.
Okay, let's go with you first.
I don't know much about the old NYC area there. I just said Soho.
Okay, and Jeff?
I said the Hamptons.
They are all villages in the Hamptons.
Jeff would know.
I mean, there's no point in having a schooner like mine if you can't sail out that way every once in a while.
All right, so it looks like Jeff took a little lead here in this round. On to question 4. If you take the names of the 2 major tributaries of the Nile River, you would have the colors to make what Nordic flag?
Ooh, I am in.
Jeff's excited about that.
I have never been more excited about a flag/river question in my entire life.
Jeff's 2 great loves in his life, vexillology and geography.
Yeah, I'm a little light on the vexillology these days. I tried to do some tiny cards before coming on to... I know you guys love those flags.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just me. And I'm trying to make everybody else love them too.
There's a lot to this question.
My answer is Iceland.
Okay, Sam is in with Iceland, and I'll let Jeff explain his answer.
So I think Iceland is a 3-colored flag, blue, red, and white. 2 of those colors, white Nile and the blue Nile, are its 2 main tributaries. And so the white and blue Nordic flag would be Finland.
Finland is the correct answer.
Wow.
So it is is it a blue background with a white cross?
No, it is a white background with a blue cross.
Okay, see, I knew you would correct me there. I just knew that they were blue and white, so. Well, actually. All right, number 5 to end this round, mercifully, hopefully.
Maybe at Geek Bowl we'll equip Jeff with a name tag that just says, well, actually.
I just imagine some sort of skit where he bursts into people's doorways in their rooms and their office places and interrupts them and says, well, actually.
I'm kind of miserable to work with because my coworkers say asinine things and I'm like, well, actually.
Yeah, you're like an annoying Kool-Aid man who bursts through the wall.
You're like Oscar from The Office.
Yeah, well, I'm large and red all the time, so a large Kool-Aid man is a very accurate depiction.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and the final question here of this round 3. What is the term in astronomy for the condition when 3 celestial bodies are arranged in a straight line?
Ooh.
Some quiet in the studio here for this one.
I'm just thinking back to 2012 when this happened, I think. And that's when we were all gonna...
When John Cusack was driving a limo and trying to save people.
Yes. Flying an airplane through a city that was falling apart.
The memories.
All right. What are you guys thinking?
No, I'm in with a phenomenon that works for this, but I'm not sure if it's the correct answer.
Okay, so Jeff is in.
I'm not going to get any closer to it, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock in with the wrong answer.
Okay, so let's go with Jeff first.
So I said eclipse because you need 3 bodies to have an eclipse.
Okay, and Sam?
Yeah, I wrote eclipse too, just because I couldn't think of a better answer for celestial bodies aligning themselves.
So the answer I have in front of me is syzygy, and I believe, Jeff, you said syzygy, an eclipse is an example of a syzygy?
Yes. So
okay, so that means at the end of round 3, Sam is going to pick up 20 points for a total of 70, and Team Triviality is going to pick up 40 points for a total of 140 going into round 4.
Yeah, you can award points or not. I mean, it's not technically correct, but it is an example of that phenomena. So
I will take the points.
All right, so...
Well, to be fair, this might be the best game we've ever played as a team.
Yes.
And it's time for Sam to inflict a little payback.
Yeah.
So Sam emailed me and said that he wanted to do a round. He actually gave me a few different things. He gave me Golden Girls, the 90s, and non-radio alternative music. So I went with the 90s because he said he wanted to call out Matt and he wanted to go head-to-head with someone.
I'm getting called out a lot these days.
All right. So the first question of round 4, the 90s. In the last episode of Boy Meets World, Mr. Feeney refers to Corey as Mr. Matthews, as he always has. Corey says, "You think we've known each other long enough for you to call me Corey?" Where Mr. Feeney replies, "I think we've known each other long enough for me to call you blank." What is Corey's full first name?
Boy Meets World question that Matt is taking pause on?
Wait, his full first name, you said?
Yeah, what is Corey's actual first name?
You know, everyone's favorite spice, coriander.
Coriander and Matt?
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, his dad's name was Alan, and there's something else. I mean, it'd be, I don't know what it would be short for, but all I could think of was Cornelius. So I said Cornelius.
Okay. If you knew me personally, you know that I played Cornelius in Hello Dolly. It is Cornelius.
Wow.
Cornelius.
Not that anyone would know that, but I'm just throwing that out there.
I did not know that.
Okay. All right, moving on to number 2. What toy fad of the 90s is a portmanteau for the Japanese word for egg and the English word watch?
Locked in.
Me too.
Is this show just your personal trivia now, or
Stuff I Like by Neal?
This is these questions are what happen when you're up till 3 with no time because your work was threatened with someone getting shot the other day. So a lot of stuff to deal with. I'm not going to go into it, but anyway.
It's like the movie Airheads. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with Sam on that one.
Yeah, I believe that is the Tamagotchi.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Matt?
I was always more of a Gigapet person, but I said Tamagotchi.
It is Tamagotchi.
I have one, but he's sleeping right now, so I can't.
It's difficult to get your hands on one these days.
Mine's been alive for 21 years.
All right. This is a fact that I just learned. I thought was awesome, and I thought it was very fitting for the 90s. Windows 95 was the first Microsoft operating system to ship with integrated video playback. Proud of this achievement, it came with 2 music videos for new owners to enjoy. Name one of them. 5 bonus points if you name both.
I'm only going to get one of them, and I'm locked in.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm just locked in then with Gloria Estefan, the Samba.
Okay. Gloria Estefan, the Samba. And Sam?
I'm pretty sure it was Weezer, and it being 95, their 94 album was Blue. 94, I believe, or 90. I'm going to get the year off on that. So I picked a song from the Blue album that was the most popular. I went with Weezer, Buddy Holly.
All right. Well, Sam's going to get 10 points.
Wow.
It is Weezer, Buddy Holly, and the other one was Good Times by Edie Brickell.
Oh.
Those were the two videos they gave you.
Well, then I had a really weird CD that had this Gloria Estefan song.
Yeah, Matt's Gloria Estefan album came from overseas. Yeah. It was not a legitimate Windows 95.
Yes.
Or your Gloria Estefan CD came with an operating system.
She is pretty prolific, so I wouldn't be surprised. All right.
She was just awarded the Kennedy Award.
She was, for actually creating a computer program. So, good for her.
That's not true.
It's not true.
Didn't her and LL Cool J get one this year, I believe, right?
Ladies love them. So does the government. That's right. All right, number 4. It was Arnold Palmer's final round at the U.S. Open. In Chicago and Dallas, the World Cup would have been played for the first time on American soil. The New York Rangers had a parade celebrating their first Stanley Cup in 54 years, and the Knicks were in the NBA Finals. However, as one entertainment lawyer put it, June 17th, 1994, was the day that Los Angeles stopped. What is he referring to?
No, it's 2.
Are you kidding me?
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The kid. What's hilarious? I want to know things.
Very serendipitous.
Yes.
I'm locked in anyway.
Where was that? Was that on his end?
No, I think that was outside.
Oh, yeah. Now I get jokes.
Yeah, I didn't get the jokes, but now my answer makes sense. So, 94, I'm thinking that had to do O.J. Simpson car chase there, maybe.
Okay, and Matt?
There's actually a story that O.J. slowed down and drove as slow as he did because he was listening to Game 6 of the NBA Finals on the radio, and that's why it took so long. So I said O.J. car chase.
Yeah, it is the O.J. Simpson chase. I was doing some research about it, and it was just crazy that all of these other sporting events, pretty epic ones, were happening, and everyone was focused on the chase.
They stopped Game 6 of the finals to watch the chase.
There's an amazing 30 for 30 by ESPN called June 17th?
Yeah,
1994. And it cuts back and forth, intersplicing all the events that are going on, and it's crazy. All that's happening.
And for the listeners out there, as soon as I asked the question, Ken was thinking about the answer, and a loud police siren passed the apartment.
I think it'll be on the recording. I think it was loud enough that it made the recording.
Yeah, if it's there, hopefully, we'll be able to hear it.
We'll cut one in, too.
Yeah, we'll cut one in if it's not loud enough. All right, and the last question of Sam's round. If you were sucked into this film from the 90s, you might have dropped some coinage at Noah's Arcade, eaten some donuts, and maybe even seen Crucial Taunt performing some sweet covers.
Yeah, that's a piece of cake, man. Locked in.
Okay.
What was the name of the band?
Crucial Taunt.
Crucial Taunt.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right, let's go with Team Triviality.
Wayne's World.
And Sam?
And her name was Cassandra. Yeah, I went Wayne's World.
It is Wayne's World. That is correct.
Right. There were no blank check questions. I'm out.
I could have written a whole game on blank check.
Whether Dunstan checked in or not. He does.
Philosophical discussion on whether Dunstan checks in.
Does an ape have the aptitude to actually consent to a checking in?
Yes. Or can our laws extend enough to allow him to check in as a person?
Let's proceed.
Yeah, too bad this final round is all about ape movies. All right, so going into the final round, Sam has 100 points and is only 80 behind Triviality, who has 180. So Sam definitely has a chance here in the final round to make up. As with our normal games, you can wager 0 to 30 on any of the categories that I'm going to list. However, the advantage is in Sam's favor today. I'm going to list 10 final round categories. Sam gets to pick which ones he feels the most comfortable with. All right, here they are. First category, emo money mo problems. Number 2, ice cold. Number 3, sliding into actors' DMs, and DM is initials. Number 4, faces for radio. Number 5, young adult lit. And that is not lit in the sense of partying. It is literature.
We need the clarification.
Just in case. Number 6, a scientific name. Number 7, iconic statues. Number 8, fast food Easter eggs. Number 9, running backwards. And number 10, comic book party hopper. Mm-hmm. All right. So Sam has chosen the 5 categories: emo money mo problems, sliding into actors' DMs, faces for radio, fast food Easter eggs, and comic book party hopper. All right, all the wagers are in. It's going to be an exciting final round here. So, question 1 was in the category of emo money mo problems. Forget Astoria, more like so long civilian life for bass player Mike Davenport. He was indicted for being the mastermind of a $27 million telemarketing scam and won't be spending any more time in this pop-punk band from Indiana, not founded by Nolan Bushnell. All right, number 2 is in the category sliding into actors' DMs. Mistaken for each other for most of their careers, these two actors with the initials DM share the screen for the first time together on Fox's new TV show, LA to Vegas. You know, the one that has DM as a lead character.
So you have to name the lead character?
No, both actors.
Oh, okay.
And then here's your hint that goes with it. Better practice memorizing their names before picking one to be your wedding date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 3. Faces for radio. The 4 members of KISS have always been known for their unique makeup designs and characters. The 4 original makeup designs have been registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. What are the names of those characters that Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley inhabited? The next question is going to be in fast food Easter eggs. In-N-Out Burger is a beloved West Coast burger chain that stealthily displays what type of hidden message on their packaging? And your final question is in the category of comic book party hopper. I met this guy who's a serial party hopper. He can never stay at just one party and always ends up being an inconvenience. The other night, he told me he ate shawarma at Stark Tower, drank way too many martinis at the Batcave, and then drunkenly wandered into the Baxter Building at 3 a.m. Whose couch did my friend pass out on in the Baxter Building? For the last question, just to clarify, the previous clues were HQs of different comic book characters, so I'm just looking for who inhabits the Baxter Building in the comic book world.
Okay. So, number 1, So Long Astoria is an Atari's album, isn't it?
Yeah, and that guy got in trouble.
Okay, so the Ataris. We're good there.
Second one of the actors is Dylan McDermott.
And then something Mulroney.
Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Yes, that sounds right. Dermot Mulroney. Mm-hmm. I always thought Ace Frehley was the persona for Ace.
Could be Ace Man.
It's like Spaceman might be
Spaceman
one.
might be one, but we got to get all 4.
Starboy.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you should say Starboy.
Yeah, I'm a Starboy.
That's right.
All right, we're not going to get that one.
No.
The first category was emo money mo problems, and both teams went real big, 30 points each. So I was looking for what band was bass player Mike Davenport involved with before he was indicted for a telemarketing scam. Let's go with Sam.
Yeah, I got it from the so long clue that you put in there. It's a crazy story, and I was not aware of that. Yeah. I went with the Ataris on that one.
Okay, and Matt?
We also went with the Ataris.
It is the Ataris, and Nolan Bushnell is the creator of the Atari, so that was your other clue.
Oh.
Awesome. Figured that. That's excellent.
All right, the next one was sliding into actors' DMs. I was basically looking for the names of the 2 actors who are constantly mistaken for each other and have the initials DM. So let's go with Team Triviality on that one. Team Triviality wagered 30, and Sam wagered 10.
Ken, why don't you say the name so I don't screw them up?
Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Okay, and Sam.
Yeah, I didn't know they were on a show together, but I was constantly saying the wrong name for the person. I also wrote Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
All right, you are both correct. Both going to get points on that one. Dermot Mulroney and Dylan McDermott. Okay, the third question was in Faces for Radio. All I really wanted to know was what are the 4 personas of the original KISS members that are registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office? Let's go with Sam on that one.
Yeah, I was struggling on this one a little bit. I know what the paint looks like, and I know they have names, but I was not getting what the names are. So I went with Cat. I think there's something, it's like Star or Starboy, the one that has lightning. I didn't know if it was like lightning literal or Flash or Thor, but I wrote Thor. So Cat, Star, Thor, and Royce Drabwin was my 4th answer. No.
How do you know about Royce Drabwin?
You have an IMDb page. It's very enlightening.
Oh boy.
He got him. He got him.
Award-winning director Neal.
I changed that recently to the image of Neal in my phone. So
Did you?
All right.
Oh.
Let's throw up the link.
So yeah, just type into YouTube just the tips with Royce Drabwin. RoyceDrabwin. It's pretty weird. If you like Tim and Eric, you'll like it. If you don't like it, you're probably gonna hate it. So
Neal in his Hallmark acting role.
Couldn't sleep after the whole rubbing suntan lotion on your knees thing.
those are fun to make. Yeah, I just shoot for like a couple hours and do a shot of tequila and just kind of black out.
The truth is out there, people.
Truth is out there.
Right.
And Team Triviality,
let's get to our wrong answers.
Yeah, what's your answer there?
We had a Catman because we're thinking he's some kind of cat.
Okay.
Spaceman, someone from space. Lover Boy, I thought there was one with a heart, but he might be wrong. And then the Demon was the Gene Simmons character.
The answers are Peter Criss was the Catman, Ace Frehley was Spaceman or Space Ace.
No way.
Gene Simmons was the Demon.
No way.
And Paul Stanley was the Star Child.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was real clinched
So
up.
close.
No way.
Everyone was making jokes about Starboy. I thought you were going to get there, but
No, yeah, like I thought
Space Ace was the
they
one
were
that I
both
was
in my
like.
head, but I thought it was the same one.
Yeah.
all right. The fourth category was fast food Easter eggs. Team Triviality wagered 30, went big again. And Sam also went pretty big and went with 20. So let's go with Team Triviality. I was looking for what hidden messages In-N-Out Burger puts on their packaging.
We had no idea. We just put eat beef, which is like the opposite of Chick-fil-A's, I guess. So
All right. Eat beef. Not where's the beef, like Wendy's, but eat beef. And Sam, what did you put?
I was thinking kind of along the same lines as maybe like the Forever 21 bags, and I wrote scriptures.
All right. Well, just like Forever 21, there are Bible verses on their packaging.
Matt had said it. We didn't know.
I should have just wrote it down. I was like,
punches.
are they possibly religious? We're like, no. No way.
All right. And the final question here is in Comic Book Party Hopper. Team Triviality wagered 30 again, so they went all in the pain don't hurt style for the whole game. And Sam went with 20. So the last question, I just wanted to know whose headquarters are in the Baxter building in the comic book world. Let's start with Triviality.
The only Baxter I can think of was Baxter Stockman from Ninja Turtles. So we went with Baxter Stockman.
Okay. And Sam.
Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble on this one, mostly because of that Batman poster that I keep been looking at this whole game. So I couldn't get my head around it. I went through a lot of different people who I know have headquarters, and didn't think it was a good guy necessarily. Thought it may have been a rich guy, so I actually went with Wilson Fisk or the Kingpin.
Okay. Wilson Fisk, good guess. Well, no one's going to get points on this one, unfortunately. The Baxter building is where the Fantastic Four hang out.
Oh.
Fantastic Four.
Gotcha.
All right. We just did some calculations, and that was a very close ending here. Sam could have overcome Team Triviality, but he was so close. In second place with 130 points is Sam. And in first place is Team Triviality with a narrow 150. So 150 to 130. Team Triviality is today's Kareem of the crop.
Why continue? Just let me pass.
You have forgotten that I, too, am not afraid of death.
Good job, guys.
That was a close call, man.
Yeah.
And when you guys were getting those questions wrong, and I could see you were frustrated, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really close."
Well, I don't know what possessed us to go for 30 in each. That we never do that.
we were doing well, so we thought we'd let it ride.
Yeah, I said it would be fun.
That's true.
And that was the end of the story.
It was.
At the end, it was fun.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
I think that should be a requirement for the game of death. It's all or nothing. So
That's pretty good.
That might not be a bad amendment.
Okay, so thank you to Sam for coming into the pagoda and facing us. We hope you had a good time.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a really good time. Love to be back for any kind of type of show you guys do.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, we'd love to have you, and we'll be in touch. We'll have to have you on another episode. If you guys would like to check us out, you can go on Facebook or Twitter at TrivialityPod. All of our information is at trivialitypodcast.com. And if you want to join Sam as a Patreon supporter and record one of our rules breakdowns, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. For Jeff, Ken, and Matt, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality.
straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake, I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!